Hi, I'm Karen Quinn, co-founder of HabitCoach and TestingMom.com. At Testing Mom, I've spent years counseling families about getting their kids ready for important tests. And even when our gifted students do really well with their grades and they score high on maybe on their math test or state achievement test, parents will call me and they'll say, I was at my parent teacher conference and Billy's teacher says I really need to work with them on executive function skills. What are executive function skills? Now, most people don't understand what executive function skills are and why they matter so much. In fact, ever since we started Habit Coach, I'll tell friends, we're starting a program to help kids with their executive function skills. And then I always ask them, do you know what executive function skills are? 9 out of 10 people don't know. And I think it's kind of crazy because executive function skills are so important to our lives, but it's not really surprising. I have to admit that I had only the most rudimentary understanding of executive function skills until I really dug into them when we were developing Habit Coach. Well, here's what they are. Executive function skills are the brain-based abilities we all need to get things done. You might think of them as the skills we need to regulate every aspect of our lives. You need them to operate effectively at school, at work, at home. We need them to function independently in our lives. They start to develop in our first year of life and they continue to develop until we are almost 30 years old. In fact, having strong executive function skills is more predictive of school, business, and life success than having a high IQ. Self-control is an executive function skill, for example. A child needs this to refrain from being disruptive in class. Working memory is still another. It helps kids remember to turn their homework in. Organization, still another. Kids need that in order to keep their bedroom or their notebook neat. So let's go through the 10 executive function skills so you'll know what they are. And in later videos, we'll explore each one in depth. Right now, I just kind of want to give you an overview so you just get the big picture about what these are. First, working memory. That means being able to retain new information and do something with it, like following instructions that you just heard. Second, organization. That's having systems that help you keep track of information or materials, like having to-do lists or bins for your child's toys. 3, time management. That's having a sense that time is important, knowing how to allocate your time productively, being able to estimate how long something's going to take to get done. If you live with someone who's always running late, they probably struggle with time management. 4, task initiation. This is just a fancy way of saying getting started on something new. If you struggle with this, you've probably been called a procrastinator in your lifetime. 5, planning and prioritizing. This is being able to figure out what needs to be done to accomplish a goal and then knowing what's the most important thing to do first and then second, third, etc. Kids need this to manage a big project at school, maybe to prepare to compete at a science fair or to apply to college. 6, response inhibition. This is a fancy word for self-control. It's being able to resist doing something that you really want to do, but you know you probably shouldn't do. 7, sustained attention. This is being able to focus even when you're tired, bored, or uninterested. It's also about setting goals and working towards them without getting distracted. 8, I have trouble counting with my fingers, I think. 8 is mental flexibility. This is being able to change your plans in the face of new information or setbacks. If your child falls apart when the weather ruins their plans, mental flexibility is the culprit. 9, there you go, emotional control. This is just being able to control your feelings while getting through daily life. Someone with test anxiety who can't get through a test may struggle with this. Or a person who's mad at their boss, who can't hold back from Telling them off probably has problems with self control. And last, 10, metacognition. This just means self awareness. It's the ability to evaluate your own skills or behaviors and then adjust them as you need to. Now, if your child has been diagnosed with ADHD, they will have issues with executive function. Why? Because ADHD is essentially a disorder of executive skills. But even if your child has ADHD, some of their executive skills will be strong and others are likely to be weak. Children can also have executive function challenges, but not enough that they would be given an ADHD diagnosis. The way this works is each executive function comes with its own set of symptoms. If your child struggles with working memory, a symptom would be forgets daily activities. If your child struggles with task initiation, a symptom would be avoids or is disinclined to begin homework or activities requiring concentration. And if you'll remember, task initiation is getting started or and you're a procrastinator if you don't get started easily. Now, a child needs weaknesses in 6 symptoms, and an adult needs weaknesses in 5 symptoms for a clinical diagnosis of ADHD. Many people grapple with executive function weaknesses, but they may not qualify for an ADHD diagnosis. That doesn't mean they aren't struggling with aspects of managing their lives or getting things done. Whether or not your child is diagnosed with ADHD, the question that you should ask yourself is, are my child's executive function weaknesses impacting their performance at school, at home, socially, or in any way that's holding them back? And if they are, then that's when you should seek help.